the B.H. Brilliant Minds Project, Inc. I would like to thank you for participating this evening. My name is Barbara Howard. I will be your host. And Samantha. I would like to also acknowledge that B.H. Brilliant Minds Project, Inc. would like to thank you all for taking out time of your busy schedules to join us this evening. Our love language for the Tap In series are, we are creating a platform to highlight and uplift people of color, brilliance, resilience, boldness, vibrant spirit, and our gift to last and love. On the show, we will be talking with educators, psychologists, life coaches, community healers, health providers, activists, financial advisors, community warriors, artists, business owners, and practitioners to get the insight on how we should, as a community, empower and heal ourselves. I would like to give you all a foundation to how we build on this session this evening. The 11th tap-in session was Women Inspiring Women. The 12th tap-in session was Men Inspiring Men. And now we have Intergenerations Inspiring Intergenerations. We just also want to let you know that if you are participating via Zoom, call in, or any social media, you are giving B.H. Brilliant Minds Project, Inc. the authorization to record you, your comments, your voice, and take your picture to be uploaded to our website, www.bhbrilliantminds.org, bhbrilliantminds.org. Some of you may be inspired to share your thoughts. Some may be inspired to take notes. Some may be inspired just to let your presence empower us in this session on this evening. However you participate, we are thankful and grateful. This evening, again, is the Intergenerations Inspiring Intergenerations with Conversations, sharing thoughts on gratitude, legacy, hope, dedication, purpose, healing, and the importance of having peace. We are also keeping in mind and keeping in our hearts and in our spirits that this time of the year can be challenging for someone. Please know that we are holding you and your family in our prayers. To who all that are listening and will participate, I am hoping that something will be said to ignite, inspire you to continue to walk on your creative purpose in this life. And we want to say thank you to everyone that is a part of the session. I am going to pass it over to Samantha, and she's going to introduce the first portion of the person that's going to participate and open us up. Oh, wait a minute. Never should I forget to make sure that we always acknowledge our ancestors, the shoulders that we're standing on today. And I do want to say to you that they are sounding the alarm and asking us to continue to empower one another, never forget that we all need each other. And I also want to share this plant today. As you can see, we have a green portion, then we have a part that's kind of yellow, some is semi green and yellow. However, what it is that we are all growing together. And as we inspire each other, this is what it's all about for us on the tap-in session, is to make sure that we give something to somebody else. We're giving ourselves away today, our spirit and our gratitude and who we are as a people. Thank you. Go ahead, Samantha.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. B. This is our last tap-in series of the year, or one of our final ones, and we're really excited.
One of the finals.
To see everyone. This year has been so many things, but if you're here today, then there's reason and purpose. And I hope that what you get from it will be fuel and revitalization to make it not only to the rest of the year, but to continue strong until 2021. We have quite a few people on. I don't know everybody. I think it'd be cool to do just a quick round of introductions, to just say your name and, you know, how are you feeling today before we even go into the first person. Just pick a name and pass it to whoever you see. I'm always.
Or they could just tap in.
J.Lang.
When the spirit leads them. Go ahead.
You could unmute yourself.
Melody Howard. Glad to be here. I'm still working, so I'm listening now.
Patanisha. My name is Melody as well. Hi, my name is Melody as well.
I hope that we get a chance to interact and engage. If not,
So we have another person that was saying her name is Melody as well. Thank you, Melody, for being on. Go ahead and share.
Oh, no, thank you. You know, just today's been quite challenging. I think the more that I extend myself, let me just say, the more I extend myself, the more I get, I don't know, badgered. I don't know. I can't even think of the right words to even match with it. But anyway, it's been okay, you know, just trying to be of service, not only to myself, but to others. And it's not always easy. And I'm finding it to be quite challenging right now. But thank you. I'm looking forward to this platform. Thank you for the invite. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Thank you. Just unmute yourself, and whoever is led to share and say their name and a kind word will be fine.
Good evening, everyone. This is J.Lang. Okay, I don't know.
Go ahead.
J.Lang, go ahead.
Good evening. This is J.Lang. Just wishing everyone happy holidays. Wishing you are all safe, healthy, and happy. And may you all be blessed this season.
Hi, everyone. This is Jalea. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'm glad to be a part of something positive in the community during these challenging times. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. It's Bernice. I'm driving, but I wanted to tap in and say hello and happy holidays to you.
Thank you, Bernice.
Hello, this is Chandra Lewis, Barbara Howard's daughter, still currently working, but I'm tapping in. Super excited to see what juicy conversation we got going tonight. And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being on this platform with all of us.
Hello, good evening. My name is Sharita Castle. I am excited to be here. Just interested to hear what everyone has to say, and I'm looking forward to learning something tonight. So, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Hello, everybody. My name is Anastasia. I am Samantha's guest, and I'm just really honored to be here. It's my first time being a part of Tap In, and I'm glad that I tapped in because I feel like it's going to be some juicy things happening tonight, and I can't wait to share. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Hanif. I'm also one of Samantha's guests. I'm very excited to just be a part of something positive, you know, and it's always a blessing to be a part of something with, you know, people like us. So I'm very excited for the vibe.
Thank you.
Hello, it's Derek. Tapping
Hi, Derek.
New York City. Just want to send positive vibes to everybody. Happy New Year's. Merry Christmas.
Virginia, the chat says, hello, peace and blessings for the present and the coming year.
Brown tapping in, still at work. You know, y'all lovely people, y'all mail. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. And praying for a prosperous and blessed 2021.
Great.
Hi, this is Atara. I'm just happy to be here. Barbara invited me, and I'm just super excited for all of her events. They have been just so amazing and just a part of my life. And thank you. And I'm just glad to be here.
Well, if that's it, then we can just go ahead and get started. Go ahead, Samantha, introduce your. Oh, go ahead, sweetheart. Hey, look, just be like Miss B. Be quiet. I got to say something.
Hi, I'm Samantha's sister. She invited me, so I'm excited to join the conversation and see what's going on. Hope everyone is staying safe through this pandemic, and I hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving and has a good Christmas and a good New Year's.
You too.
Wonderful. Well, with that being said, thanks everybody for being here once again. I will go ahead and introduce Anastasia King. She is so many things, an artist, a singer, just the light that the world needs right now. So we met through a poetry slam in which she had won her very first poetry slam, and she's going to share some of her work with us this evening, and I hope that you all, well, she'll share. I'll have her also share her piece and what she hopes everybody gets from it this evening.
So before she gets started, I do want to share that I've done the intro. Samantha has allowed all of us to share words of encouragement, and then we're going to have the spoken word artist, and then I'm going to throw this information question out there around what tonight's topic is about. And if you feel led, we want you to chime in and share on it, because like I said, tonight is about inspiring someone, and hopefully that this can ignite you, inspire you to walk into your purpose and continue to have hope and continue to moving in your life. And then we will have a special guest. They are not sure if they jump on, it's all good. And then we're going to have a closing, and then I will do a closing spoken word, and then I will do a closing of tonight's session. But I just want to let you all know how we're moving for you and me. Like, now what they doing? No, I'm kidding. But what I do want you all to feel as though that you're family. We're speaking amongst family tonight and friends. So I just want you to feel welcomed, be yourself, be authentic. That's the only way I know how to be, is to be who I am. And I'm hoping that every last one of you, that I can inspire you to walk into your purpose, your creative purpose, and be you, because you're going to be with you for the rest of your life. So you might as well get to know who you are, believe in you, trust you, and love you. All right, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Anastasia. I also go by Annie, whichever one you prefer. But if whatever one you choose, you got to stick with that one, or else I'm going to feel like it's my mama by my government. This piece I'm doing is titled Freedom. And honestly, I just really want everyone to just listen. And I hope everyone just walks away encouraged. And to not allow the roadblocks, to get in your way. So, yeah. Let's talk about it. I mean, can we talk about it? With all these questions in my head, it's hard to go about it. Freedom, freedom, where are you? Freedom, where are you? Freedom, freedom, where are you? Freedom, where are you? I mean, why does the government feel the need to protect themselves more than they should protect their people? And why are the people who harm my people protected by a government that's for all the people? I question our rights to being free. And if you ask my beautiful mother, I always questioned a lot of things at the start of my time, probably since I was 3. I know the time will come when one day we all will be free. Well, maybe that day is today. Maybe it's not really too late. And maybe if we look within, that'll wash the pain away, or at least for a second, to bring us clarity, to bring us greater faith, to get us on our feet. Yeah. Freedom, freedom, where are you? Freedom, where are you? Freedom, freedom, where are you? Freedom, where are you? I respectfully would like from our people, my people, to be considered for our freedom. Are we considered from this country? I just see we're blamed for things that are out of our control. We say yes, why they say no. Or we say no, why they say yes. Try living with this feeling of oppressed. Try living with this feeling on your chest. Or try living in a world where they protect speech without protecting justice, while all that's really doing is taking our peace from us, taking a piece of us, taking a piece from us, taking our peace from us. Freedom, freedom, where are you? Freedom, where are you? Freedom, freedom, where are you? Freedom, where are you? Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for opening up to this conversation. So my question for us tonight would be the word hope. If you were to talk to your younger self or anybody in this world, what would you say to them in order to gain hope? And what we can do is by the raise of hands, and Samantha can unmute you, or you can unmute yourself. And we're just going to go through this conversation because many generations, our generations, your generations, have different thoughts on different words and different things that goes on in this world. However, we all can inspire and encourage one another. So if anybody wants to share on the word hope, she said freedom. What does the word hope mean to you?
Hi.
Hi.
So you said the word hope, hope, right?
Yes.
So hope to me means something about like faith. Because in order for you to have hope, you have to believe that it's something out there. You have to believe that something is going to get you to that hopefulness. So for me, hope represents faith. And
Thank you for sharing. Anybody else want to share on the word hope or hopeful? How do we stay hopeful in this world in these trying times?
I think hope it has me thinking of the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, like there's still a chance. You can still do it. Like just don't give up. There's still time. Like that's what I think of when I think of the word hope. Like there's light at the end of the tunnel. And also like I don't know if I'm saying the quote right, but it was like when you're in I don't know if this is even the right words or anything like that, but it's like um when you're in hell, you know, or in fire or something like that, you keep going. You don't stop or try to get through it or try to put it out. Like just keep going. So that's what it reminds me of.
Thank you for sharing. Anybody else on the word hope?
I was going to say, for me, similar to what the previous women just said, it's a strong desire, a strong want, and it is belief that it's a possibility. And that's a good space to dwell because that is where you are right before it really happens.
This is Chandra. When I think of hope, I think of another chance at whatever it is that you're inspiring to achieve or accomplish. And to me, that is just a word that gives you comfort. That's what hope is to me. Hi, this is Melody. This is Barbara's sister. I'm at work, but we're still going to speak on it. Hope to me is never giving up on your dream, never giving up on yourself, and just whatever you put your mind to it. Sometimes our mind like to take us out of it or make us say, oh, I can't do it. But keep that word hope. If you got to put it on your mirror, on your dashboard, if you got to break it down in a way where it would just come to you whenever a negative thought is coming to your mind, say hope. Hope. Say it may not come true, but hope. I hope it does. I hope it does. Because hope is like everlasting. It's never ending to hope. If you continue to hope and you always hope, then when someone would bring a negative words to you, you would say, you know what? I hope that never comes true. Or I hope that I do fulfill my purpose in life or my dreams in life. So hope is just like it's a motivational word to me. It's like you've never given up. You're gonna always strive for. You're gonna always do what you have to do, even if it doesn't even seem like it's gonna be. Just have that hope in your heart, because with that hope, you can just push forward like never before. It's a small word, but it's a powerful word, and that's what hope is for me. Never giving up.
I think that having hope means remaining positive because it's so difficult. It's so hard to be positive sometimes when it's so easy to be negative, and it's so easy for things to be negative and so easy for people to be negative around you. Like, for example, you could have like a sick child inside the hospital, and just because other people's children haven't made it in the hospital, they could come to you and say like, oh yeah, your child's not going to make it. I've seen this before. Or even like the coronavirus, there's many people in the hospital who haven't survived. So, there might be someone who's very old in the hospital that might say like, yo, it's not looking too good. Like, I just don't think that she's going to make it. Like, I'm pretty sure. And then if you just have hope, by the grace of God, someone just the person might make it. I actually just read an article the other day. They said that a guy who was 104 years old, he beat the coronavirus, and I'm pretty sure all the doctors probably thought he wasn't going to make it. But with his family or whoever, if not anyone, his family has to have hope, because if they just sit around and say like, oh, he's going to die, he's going to die, he's going to die, like, who knows, he could have died. But I'm pretty sure with the hope of someone, he made it. So I think it's just remaining positive and always thinking that there's another outcome than, than just one outcome.
Thank you.
For me, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
For me, hope to me means powerful. It means guidance, wisdom, truth, knowing that you can, even when you feel you can't. Hope to me means pressing on. Hope to me means endurance, stability, foundation. Hope is strength. When everything just kind of ties into hope. Never giving up. Hope. Yeah, that's what hope means to me.
Thank you. If there's no one else on that word hope, I just want to let you all, just to remind us that words are alive. And that's why it's so important that we share with each other, that we inspire each other. This is what this is about, generations inspiring generations. And remembering the words are alive. And I'm a spoken word artist myself. So words, I get when I do different events and different things like that, it's all about words. It's about how those words inspire someone or it doesn't inspire someone. So that is what tonight is about, throwing these words out there and getting different thoughts from others. So the next word, and thank you all for who shared those particular words, and continue to share. I think Miss Gloria, did she say something in her in the chat, Samantha? I want to make sure I don't overlook anybody that's trying to put in or sharing things with us.
No, it was a greeting.
Oh, okay. All right. And I thank you. Okay. So the next word would be gratitude. Gratitude. If you can give your thoughts on gratitude.
My thoughts for gratitude is being thankful for what you have, what God already provided for you. Gratitude is it means family to me. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
Thank you.
I love the word gratitude for many reasons, but I watched a TED Talk one time, and this it's like a corporate middle-aged white guy, and he was giving a story about his wife going into labor while he was on a business trip, and coincidentally, the guy he was with allowed him to use his private plane to get back. And where this man went with this story, the whole time he's talking, I'm like, well, he sounds rich and wealthy. Like, what's the point? I'm not feeling inspired. But what I learned from his TED Talk, every time I see the word grateful or gratitude, I think about. And what I learned from his TED Talk was, if you are grateful, or if you are thinking of things that make you feel that you appreciate something, there is not space in the brain to allow a negative thought. The two don't, you can't be in a grateful mood and just be negative. So that is truly my power word for that, because it's really true. Even if you're just grateful for, you know what, wait a minute, ooh, I got my rent paid, or I got a roof, just one grateful thought, it dissipates all negativity. So it's really powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just like to piggyback off of everyone. I would just say, it means to me like being in the present, being in the now, and yeah, just being thankful for the right now, being grateful for the right now, whatever it is. Like my water, like someone out there doesn't have clean water right now. I literally wake up every day like, thank you for this roof, thank you for this bed I'm laying in, thank you for my art, the way I get to express myself, like the little things, because there's someone on the outside looking in wishing that they had what you have. So just being present, being grateful with what you have in the present.
Grateful to me just means being grateful for the little things, grateful for family, people in your life, thankful for a right frame of mind, thankful for the use of your limbs. I agree with the young lady that said when you have those grateful thoughts, there's no room for negativity. So usually when you're grateful, you're meditating on the things that you're thankful for. And then because you're meditating on those things, like you said, no negative thoughts can enter into that space. So that was very good. Thank you. That will stick with me.
And again, what you may say may inspire or encourage somebody else. Your story, what you have to say is important. And that's what life to me is about. It's just making sure that we continue to remember, because sometimes we can forget that, and sometimes society and people can make you feel that you ain't got nothing to say and that's important. Your life is not important, and it is. And just to take this moment out to be able to do this on Zoom, to be able to get with these lovely people, to be able to hear what you got to say, it helps. It's going to help me during my day, my week, my whatever the case may be. I don't know what's coming down the road. I don't know what's next, but whatever you have to say and what you will inspire, it will be sketched in my mind to remember. And I will go back and say, oh, I remember what they said. Or I could be in my darkest moment and something that you said will inspire me or keep me going, keep me going, keep me pushing. I don't know, but this is time for us to make sure we gather together, that we share with one another, and that we continue to empower, because no one else is going to do it. We got to do this ourselves. We have to be the ones that's going to do what we need to do for us. So I thank you all for continue to tap in. We tapping into each other's spirit, each other's soul. This is just not a day just to do something. No, this is about something. This is never my life and time and days is not wasted. A sister 56 years old, I ain't got time to waste no more. So I got to do what I got to do while I'm here on this earth. And I pray that whatever I do and this platform that we have here to inspire each other, that this is marking history for us, that we will say, hey, I got something and I have something to give. And you do. Every last person in this world has something to give. And that's what I want to, I am not one that will sit on the negative. I'm like, okay, what's the solution? How do we heal? How do we come from trauma? How do we do this? How do we work this thing together? So this is what it is about. And you all just don't understand how grateful and thankful I am. If anybody else wants to chime in on that word.
Yes, I can chime in on that. Grateful. I have to say when
the word is gratitude.
Oh, gratitude.
The word is gratitude.
Gratitude. Well, gratitude. I have a job. When I think of gratitude, it steers me to the word grateful. And as I was listening to the winds last night, and the gratitudeness that I had, that I was sleeping with a roof over my head and clothes on my back and heat coming from my heater. So that gratitude of being able to have a job and to be able to pay the bills and be able to say, those are some strong winds out here. And I just began to be grateful, be thankful, and begin to pray for the ones that's out there, that's on the streets, that's living out there. So, I mean, it's like, it's grateful. It's gratitude. It's grateful to me that I am just, hey, I think we all indoors, right? As we on this Zoom, we're all indoors. So that's just a gratitude alone right there.
A guest of mine in the chat said appreciation.
Appreciation. Yeah. What I do also want to share with you is that COVID-19 is not going to win. It would never win. And none of this negativity things will win. Sometimes it's about reset, refocus. How do we now come out of this in a new way of thinking, learning, and being? And how do we then tap in to our creative side and create something? If you didn't get a chance to do the things that you wanted to do while you were working and busy, now is the time of those things that you did not get a chance to do it, to be creative, tap into your creative side. And anybody else want to share with that word gratitude? I seen hi.
I think, while agreeing with what everyone said, I also would like to say that definitely when I think of gratitude, I think of being grateful, thankful, having appreciation. I think the good thing about gratitude is that when you have that, you're just more of a compassionate person. And going back to the word hope that we talked about, when you just have all of these things, that energy rubs off on people. Like when you have a positive energy and you're thankful and you're happy and you are kind to others, it just like rubs off on people. Just like when people say like when a bad energy walks in the room, it's the same thing with good energy.
You can feel it.
Yeah, the same thing with good energy. Like when you talk to someone, it's like when you go to church and all the ladies are always so nice and always so kind, you can't help but to think of good things because that's the energy that they're giving. So I think that the benefits of having gratitude are like endless. There's like nothing bad that can come from having gratitude.
And I just wanted to add to that. So for me, gratitude is more like a lifestyle. It's like a lifestyle mindset for me. Just because, and I didn't catch the name of the person, but they were just saying how important it is to give gratitude and be grateful for what some people would just consider small things or things we take for granted or that are expected, so the using of our limbs and being in the right mind and things of that nature. But for me, I can recall being in a place where I was not, I didn't live a lifestyle of gratitude. It was due to a lot of, trauma and things because I personally didn't feel like life was going the way that I wanted to. So it had me in a really negative state. But once I started realizing how blessed I was, and when I started realizing that even though life and other things were not happening the way I wanted them to, they were happening the way that God intended for them to happen. And so I learned just in my own daily living, in my own soul searching, that gratitude is really a lifestyle and a mindset. And it's and someone else mentioned it, and it's really contagious. It's really hard to be around a person who's always grateful and who always, they always finding that positive. It's like it's hard to be around people like that on a consistent basis and it not rub off on you, and it just happens automatically. So one or two things are going to happen. So if a person is open and receptive, they're going to receive it, and you'll see them being more grateful, or they'll just they just won't come around. But either way, your peace is sustained. So for me, gratitude is a lifestyle and a mindset.
Thank you for sharing.
So for me,
okay.
Go ahead. For me, I believe gratitude connects with me. Just being able to be free, my gratefulness for everything that I have and all the directions that I'm going into. I am so grateful and excited for the year 2021. I'm not even thinking of 2020 no more. 2020 is in the past now. I am so excited to just move forward. And like Sharita said, it is a lifestyle. And it's a choice for you to walk as so. And so that's what I think gratitude for me that connects with freedom.
Mm.
I think one more.
Someone else is getting. Go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to go off of that too. I think of gratitude is always one of those things to bring me back. Once I go down a trail of like negative thoughts, it's the one thing to bring me back to think of what I am grateful for. That I'm grateful to even be able to have thoughts and be alive and breathing.
Mm. Yes. Thank you. Does someone else want to share? I see there's some things in the chat. Not quite sure. Samantha, do we have anything in the chat?
No, but we'll give folks 30 seconds.
Okay. So the next word for me would be healing. The importance of healing. What do you think about that? And why do you think it's important to make sure that we take self-care and that we heal ourselves and heal others?
I'm eager. My first thought was, I'm gonna be honest. My first thought was,
be honest. This is what it's about. This is about us. You know what? The good, bad, the ugly, the challenging. It's all about us being real with each other. We tapping in.
And that's what we do.
Go ahead.
That is definitely what we do. And so when you first said healing, in my head, I said, I'm tired of that word. I'm just
like, I don't want to heal. No kidding.
Well, the thing is, it's like, the work that I do, the self work, because I struggle with my own mental stuff like everybody else. So I'm always thinking about healing. But why I was eager to push the button and speak, because what I thought about was, what I have to remember is, and I think it goes right hand in hand with gratitude and what everyone is saying is, when we look at our community or ourselves as needing healing, we are not seeing ourselves whole, and we are not being appreciative, and we're making more work. So even though I acknowledge I will always be in a state of healing, like always working to be better, I have to acknowledge that I am perfect and whole, and that, God didn't make any mistakes. Whatever I'm going through or have been through or have done, there is some value in it. And it's just going to make me better. But healing, as much as it triggered me,
we being real.
My work. You're right. The reason it is my work, and I love what I do. I love what I do. And I think that healing is just kind of like the word loving. It's the same as love. Like, we heal each other, we love each other. It's always something to be more to give and do. And now I'm just rambling, but you get where I'm going.
For me, healing is powerful because I got tired of carrying around all of that baggage, and it put me in a state of being angry. So it was adding other stuff to what I'm already dealing with. And so it's like, okay, I had to address it. So in order to address it, I had to bring it to God. And God brought me to it. And I received a message yesterday and was talking about you pick your battles. And the message in that message was, you would know that if it's not your battle, if it's too big. So if you have to like try to figure out like how you're gonna do it, it's causing you to stress and worry, anxiety. You just can't seem to see a way out. That's not your battle. That's God's battle. And I had to realize that because I'm in a battle right now, and I was trying to fight that battle, but God had to show me that it didn't belong to me. So I'm in that state of healing, and I do claim that I am healed because I know what God can do. And so I thank him for the opportunity to even get rid of this mess that I've been carrying and pressing down and trying to hide and be in denial and all that stuff. No, it's game over. I'm tired of that. So it's like only thing I want now is to look forward to the joy, the peace, the wholeness, like sis just said. Be not saying healed, but to actually believe, like your thoughts, like those negative thoughts, think of the positive things, and that's what I'm doing. And it's like certain behaviors I don't like, so it's like God is like shifting my mindset. Well, I will accept what I won't accept. Speaking up for myself, because I had a problem with that in the past. So it's like it's a whole bunch of stuff that God is like showing me and pruning me into doing. So when he says that we are the clay and he is the potter, he's putting me back together again, and I want what he has for me. So I'm looking forward to the bright days. I can see it now. So like the other sis said, goodbye 2020, and she looking for 2021. Baby, I'm right there too. I'm looking for 2021.
I ain't mad at you. Me too. And I thank you. This was about sharing our personal stories. See, I'm an open book because I understand this. My story is not my story. Whatever I can say to somebody else to inspire them, to heal them, to help them, this is what my life is about. I have my life in my hands. Excuse me, I messed it up. But now it's my responsibility and it's my duty to give back to others, to hopefully help them, inspire them, encourage them. That's Miss B. That's what people know about me. I mean, that's just who I am. That's my nature now, and I hope that my behavior in sharing and loving folks, that it will continue to rub off. It's like, because I need you, I hope you need me. We need each other. Society tells us that we don't need each other, but we do, because something inspired or said on this conversation. We need to talk to each other. This is what it's about. We don't talk anymore. How are we able to heal, move forward, and learn if we don't share? Because what you going through, I may be going through, and the thing that you can help me with, I can help you, vice versa. So I am so digging and loving what we're doing. Y'all just don't even understand. I'm stoked. I'm on one. Look. I'm on one. So I just want to say, man, this is so good. And what I got to always remember, our ancestors is watching. They like, okay, I did our part. What y'all gonna do? Y'all doing all this talking. What you gonna do? So for me, I got to make sure I create platforms. I got to make sure in my life that I create something for somebody else to be lifted and help them up. And hopefully when you going up, I'm going too. I'm with you. So this is so good. So if anybody else want to share on that word, you can.
So I just wanted to piggyback. I just wanted to piggyback for a second. Healing for me is a two-part process. One, you have to accept that there is something from you to be healed from. And two, you have to accept the process of going through the healing process. So that's all I wanted to say about healing.
Thank you.
Yes, oh, that's good. That was my niece.
That was good. That was good. I didn't see who that was to piggyback.
That was Chandrea.
Was it Chandrea? Okay. I was like, I thought so. I heard
That was
voice,
good.
but I was gonna say, and then one of
yes,
the
that was it.
That was it. One of the other sisters mentioned, the word wholeness. And so and that word wholeness and being whole. And so this is probably like the first time I actually said this out loud, but because I journal.
Thank you.
But because I journal, but I think becoming whole was when I realized that my healing process would probably last a lifetime. And I say that because don't really, for me personally, like God will deal with me in seasons. And so as I'm open and as he's purifying and as he's dealing with one area, it's like some things I may not be ready. And I don't even realize that I'm not ready to receive that part of me or see me in that light. He has to wait until I'm ready in my heart. And he knows when I'm ready. He knows when I'm ready in my mind to receive certain things, to know, okay, now it's time to work on this section. So, okay, so this is where you were. So for me, like, yeah, I tell people all the time, oh yeah, mother of three, whole and free. And I mean that because I have freedom and I'm whole in knowing that this is going to take a lifetime. This is going to take a lifetime. And I know for some people, they may not feel like that. But for me, I joke with my friends and I said, if I took the first 36 years of my life and I shared an event once a year of how God dealt with me in an area, I could literally teach a conference for the next 36 years of my life, one every year. And they looked at me like, what do you mean? No, this is going to be a lifetime of healing for me. And I think some people, they kind of brush past that idea because you want to appear perfect. You don't want to appear broken. You don't want to appear like you need some more assistance. You want to appear like you got it together. But no, this is a lifetime. This is a lifetime of healing. It takes forever. But that's all I wanted to share about that.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes,
Someone else
want
to tap in?
Say that word, denial. If you have that word in your heart, you won't get to that healing part. You got to realize that there's something wrong or there's something that's going wrong. So admitting, confessing, and realizing, you know what, I really need help. I really need healing on this part. And it's amazing when you say those words, how someone will come in your way, will come in your path, and they will help you with that. And then some of them, we will say, your friends will even say, you know what, I seen you going through it, but I didn't know how to approach you. So if you start the conversation off, you'll be amazed how you'll be healing, how both of y'all will be healed, because they have been holding it back to let you know how to help you. But you have to be the first one to take that first step. So, and when you take that first step in your healing process, is you think those weights on your shoulders is heavy, it's going to be so light. Your life will be so light. And you're right, Sister Sharita, it will be a lifetime. I think we can all share our story to show that it is, man. I was under some control man for a while. So I can share that with another person to help them. Like, once you get that off you, you will be so much a better person for yourself, a better person for your family, and your healing will be coming so quickly that you be like, wow, divine time, divine order. So don't beat yourself up. Just start the healing, start the process, and come out of the denial. I was in denial for a while, but once you take that step and come out of denial, then your freedom will come, your mind will flow, your poetry will go, you'll start feeling better about yourself. So yes, healing. It's a healing process, and it's a lifeline of healing. You're right, sister. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. And Ms. B, can I share one thing that you shared with me just because it fits? So So I had an experience with Miss B. She didn't know that I was going through some things, and I was really like in turmoil, like inside, because it's like I just couldn't get over. There was something that I just could not get over, and so she pulled me just out of nowhere, and she said, she told me that I had to process my pain different, and like she didn't know what I was really going through in that moment, but it hit. It was like a light came on, and it's like this whole up until that point, it's like I had been looking at it like from a negative perspective, like, oh, well, woe is me. And why did I have to keep going through all these things? And why can't I ever catch a break? And why, every time I turn around, something's happening to me. It was a real selfish mindset that I had. But when she said that, immediately, I realized that I've gone through the things that I've gone through because I have to be able to find common ground with that many people. I have to be able to relate to that many people. So it's like, I can't relate to anybody if I haven't been through anything. Like, God can't send me anywhere, or I can't really share in oneness with a person, because I'm a firm believer. Like I am not against therapy or therapists or anything like that, but I feel strongly that you really have some things you have to be able to bear witness with a person on a personal level for them to really be able to receive it. So for her to tell me that, it was like so spot on. So I wanted to share that with all of you who are on here as well, who may be experiencing some pain. Like, make sure that we're processing our pain in the proper perspective, so that when we are introduced to these people that we are supposed to be catapulting into their healing, we know how to do that because we're processing our pain in the proper perspective. So that's it. I'm done. I promise.
I would just add to that. I think that healing is a privilege. Right? You mentioned therapy, right? People, like, you have to choose to heal. You can, first of all, not everybody gets that privilege to say, I want to be healed. Some people just die. Right. So if you're in the hospital, I think about something as simple as you're riding your bike and you fall off the bike and skin your knee, right? That skinning of the knee, and the scab coming, that in itself is a process. But being able to not just rip it off and go through that the day by day, not everybody gets that opportunity to experience that. And with healing comes reflection. So, like, what things could you have done differently? Comes clarity, right? The option, the arrays of what you're going to do the next time around. So I think in that moment, we're so in the, it struck me when you said, why me? And I think someone once shared with me, instead of saying, why me, say, try me, right? If every experience that comes, you have an opportunity to say, okay, if I'm going through this, like you said, there must be a purpose for it. Not to say like we're just supposed to be going through stuff, but there's a specific reason for why you have been chosen to go through this specific thing. So if you can just put yourself in perspective, and I think we're so concerned about what healing looks like on the outside, right? We're so quick to judge people when they're going through something, that we don't understand the healing process is intimate, it's personal, and it starts internally, right? You could look at somebody and they could be on their last stage of the healing process, but because of what we see, we're able to just tell their life story, in which we know nothing about. So I think just being careful and understanding that our healing is a privilege, but it's also a place to reflect and have clarity for ourselves in the situation in which we're going through.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. Go
I'd
ahead.
like to piggyback on that. I'm sorry. I'm Marlene, Patanisha's sister, and she invited me here. And that last comment, and really just everyone's input, has inspired me to really talk about how healing is really, it's also, to me, it's a dance, right? So like at the end of that very intimate destination that you stand with God, like you really are celebrating your survival, your experiences, the people that have come into your life as a result, the people who have left, right? But like in these moments where you're tried or you're lit up or where you're challenged, I think I've been challenged to look at it as kind of like a dance. Like it's an opportunity to really celebrate your growth and your evolution and really your intimate relationship that you can develop with God as a result.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, everything was so great. But to me, when I think feeling, I think of vulnerability and just honoring yourself, honoring your story, honoring your truth. And I can speak from that perspective a little bit. I recently just started owning my vulnerability. I was in this media program, and not to get into it, but it's they had a lot of different departments, and I went all around the building. The last place, the second to last place I ended up was in restorative justice, and that was my first time being the TA. And everything else I did, I was kind of the student learning, and I don't know what everyone knows about restorative justice, but it's restoring justice, bringing people together who had disagreements, and okay, what's the solution? You say your piece, you say your piece. Now how can we move on and patch this and have a solution for it? And so every day we had talks with the students about real life things, and honestly, in that moment, in those 6 months, they taught me to own my story and my truth, and to just walk in that and not feel ashamed or embarrassed or ugly, or not in the physical sense, but just to not feel any of those things, because at the end of the day, it's who you are. They shaped who you are right now, and you can't go back and change it. You can only either try to evolve with what happened and move forward, or stay stuck in whatever those experiences brought, whatever those experiences brought you feelings wise. Like now I have like people brought up baggage. Like now I have this baggage of holding on to grudges, and now every time I have some type of confrontation with someone, I'm always going to hold on to that because I have the right to be angry. And hey, God created us to feel. You do have the right to be angry, but why would you want to hold on to that anger, to that resentment? Why not, like someone said, look at what it can teach you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, to me, healing is being vulnerable and owning your truth, owning your story, and how can I improve? How can I evolve? And how can I inspire someone else?
Hi.
Hi.
Is it okay if I share?
Yeah, this is what it's about. This is y'all time.
So I'm Tara. If y'all don't know me from earlier, Barbara invited me. She's such a great woman. I love her, and her family is so dope.
I love y'all
too. I did an interview with Barbara like a couple of weeks ago, and I was telling her my analysis when I was on a road trip. And I went on a road trip, and I was like in this mountain. I was in this mountain, and we were driving through the mountains, and I just kept saying, like, man, these rocks are so beautiful. Like, they were just so gorgeous, the way they sat on top of another rock and on top of another rock, creating a mountain, creating like the shade for other plants, and like just doing their job. And I was like driving, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's the revelation right there. Because we all are like, if we look at each other as like, we're rocks, right? And there's small rocks, there's rocks with cracks, there's rocks that like are so small you probably can't even see them, you step on them. There's the giant rocks that are on the very top. There's like all these different rocks. But if we look at ourselves as a rock and just play our role and do our job, we never know who we're holding up. So like, I don't know why I wanted to share this, but like the littlest rock can hold up the biggest rock and make the biggest rock shine, right? But if that little rock was like, I don't want them shining, and just moved, do you understand the architect, the thing that makes mountains so beautiful, the things that makes the pictures that you have in your house and and the just the peace and tranquility. Just imagine if that little tiny rock was like, got jealous or got mad or got envious or got all these like emotions, and let the emotions take over its life. Like, how would that benefit the major the outcome of like this beautiful picture that I see, you know? And so like I think that sometimes in order for us to heal, we have to just step back and think of ourselves as a rock and how we play the part in this like entire world that makes this world and humanity beautiful. And so I just wanted to share that, because a lot of the times I get overwhelmed because I feel like, you know, I got a lot on my plate. I never get no shine. I never, you know, nobody ever acknowledges the things that I do. And I just beat myself up about it because like I work so hard. And then like every time I think about that, I always think about that little tiny rock. And if that little tiny rock, which is me, you know, got in my feelings and started thinking all this crazy stuff and like, you know, just fell off. Like, what would make this big rock that I'm holding up? What would that affect them? So I just want to share that with you guys. So like, whenever you feel like, you know, you're not, you know, you at the bottom, or you little, or you got this, or you don't got that, or, you know, you don't have as much as the other person. It's not about that. It's not about none of that. It's about being one and making that beautiful image that we see every day and we don't even notice it. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to share.
Thank you for sharing. Yes. Anybody else want to tap in on, look at me, type in, tap in on healing? And boy, I tell you, everything that you guys are saying, it is just, it's amazing. But I'll stop talking. Y'all go ahead.
I wanted to add a little something. So her story made me think of something that happened to me. I was outside one day after work with friends, and it got, you know, really cold. And one thing I did remember is like, because I already had my coat on and like the wind was coming through the coat. But one thing I remember from being like younger, like taking the coat off and putting it back on to get, you know, re-warm. But as I did that and I sat in the coat for a few seconds, mind you, I'm anemic, y'all, so I was freezing. And I put the coat on and I put it back on, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Sometimes you have to get cold to realize your own. And so her story made me think of that. And that also, I feel like, ties into being vulnerable. Like sometimes you have to get naked. Sometimes you have to, you know, let go of that baggage. Sometimes you have to face that baggage and look it in the mirror, you know, like to even understand why, you know, the purpose. So I wanted to share that.
Wow. Anybody else want to share anything?
Beautiful. That was beautiful. Gorge.
So
y'all hear me?
Go ahead.
My phone is breaking up.
We can hear you.
Share on healing. So for me, healing starts with forgiveness. And I say that it starts with forgiveness because say I feel like somebody's hurt me or done something to me or wronged me in some kind of way. And so in order for me to heal from that pain or that wrong or whatever that is, I got to find some forgiveness in there. Either forgiveness on my part, to what part I played, forgiveness to forgive them so I can move toward healing. So if I stay in that hurt and pain of what you did or said, then I can't start my healing process. So when I think of healing, I first have to go to forgiveness to say, okay, I need to forgive you and or forgive myself so I can then move into the space of healing. And I can't get into the space of healing if I'm still in the hurt stage. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
When I'm thinking about healing,
And then I even want to go back to the young lady that was talking about, was about to shout out here at these mailboxes about, she said when she was talking about the battle, when she was like, when you have anxiety over it and when it gets too hard, it's too big over there, that battle was not yours. That is the Lord's. I was like, oh my God, shout out here tonight. These people gonna be looking at me crazy because I'm like, even though I know that, but to hear it was like, oh my God, the battle that I'm going through right now gives me anxiety. It gives me all of this stress. That's because it's not my battle, which of course I came to the conclusion yesterday, but just hearing that like gave me confirmation that where I was at, the space I was in yesterday, saying, hey, I lay it all at your feet, Lord, you whatever is whatever. But to hear her say, to know when the battle is not yours, that is the Lord's, is because of how it makes you feel. And that for me was amazing, because it just brought home like, okay, I know this, you know, I know the word, I know. But when I get in my flesh, it's like all that stuff go out the window for a brief moment, and then I have to be reminded. So this platform is just great in itself, that has given me this confirmation, has given me this newfound drive, or this newfound energy to know that the battle is not mine, that it is the Lord's. And this is why, you know, and going back, you know, healing it, you know, okay, I'm just having a good time out here. I got to deliver this bell, y'all, but I so appreciate everybody sharing. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, this is what it's about. It's about being able to laugh, being able to cry. You healing for me. Tears is a form of healing. Tears allows me to let all of it out, scream, holler, cry, kick, whatever I gotta do to know that that is a sign of release, because I was created to be able to release, let go, and know that, like you said, this battle ain't mine. Okay, I may be thinking all these kind of things, but I have to just breathe. As we know, with Joy Floyd and all the other folks have passed on, breathing is the essential part of life. If I don't take time, it was just not only his death that showed me about your breath, it showed me about if I don't take a breath, I will die. So I have to get tuned into myself. I have to heal myself. I have to know when to say no. I have to know when to say, okay, I need a break for a second. And sometimes we think we have to break about going somewhere, going away. No, sometimes break means 5 minutes. Sit down, be still, breathe in, blow out, connect to my thoughts. If my thoughts are wrong, I need to check me. It's not about a lot of people checking you. Sometimes this is about checking ourselves. And how do we do that? How do we do this? Through conversations like this. How do we empower each other? Breathe. Sometimes I have to remember to breathe. And at points in my life, I'm like, am I breathing? I have to be noticed to my own right body and say, wait a minute, how do you breathe? Do you breathe in? Do you breathe out? How you do this? So I'm just making light of it, but still, you know, it's this stuff is real out here. So you guys sharing and being vulnerable and just being able to share, this is amazing. This is what we need to do for one another to heal. So if anybody else want to share on that part with the healing, I'm going to go on to this next one. And let me know if you want to tap in with that. If not, I'm going to go on to the next one. And this next one is, what would you like to share or give to this world for your legacy? Because you're going to leave a legacy, but what type of legacy is it going to be? What would you like to leave? Or what would you like to give to somebody for your legacy?
Can I share?
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, I know this is going to sound very weird, but I would
It ain't weird.
I would like to leave behind my imperfections.
Ah.
The reason why I want to leave imperfections is so that the next generation that comes behind me, and I'm like pretty young, so I got a long time, but the next generation that comes behind me, they see those imperfections, and it's like a map. Like, I just look at my life as like a map, you know, like I got 3 kids, so they looking at me and they just like creating their own pathways, but they creating them by seeing what I'm doing. And so if they don't see my imperfections and they see me as being perfect, I think that's going to put a stigma in their minds that they have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to be perfect. I want them to be the best that they can be as their life, you know, in their map, in their journey. And as they like look on the map and they like, what's next? Like, I want them to be able to control that. So I think that one thing I wanted to leave behind was my imperfections and being able to show that, you know, life isn't perfect, but it can be, you know, great. It can be a great journey on the way. You know, it's not perfect, but it's going to teach you to be able to get to that higher level of whatever you're trying to get to, wherever you're trying to reach. You know, you have to like have these bumps in the road and have that healing and have that, you know, that where you fall and you can get back up and then you forgive this person and you don't forget that person and you go through that whole thing. Like, I want them to see all of that so that they know that when they make a mistake, it's all right at the end.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, can I comment?
Yes, you may.
I think we're saying the same thing, Atara. I definitely, I believe my legacy is my story. And I've always been one. The biggest compliment I ever received in my life was my great uncle telling me I had ears that listened. And he knew that I loved to hear the stories. Well, not actually, I didn't always love to hear the stories, but I was the one that had to hear the stories. You know, my great grandmother talking all the time. And as I got older, well, when she wasn't here anymore, I was young, about 15, then I started appreciating them.
That's good.
And so much I'm just infatuated, you know, with people's stories. And I also believe and I believe this is what Atara was saying as well, is that part of what we didn't get, and I think that's because our ancestors were so busy carrying the burden. And they thought that they were protecting us by not giving us certain details of the struggles, that it kind of broke that cross-generational bond and story, you know, passing down wisdom was through our stories. I think it was Zora Neale Hurston that said, if we don't talk about our pain, they'll kill us and say we enjoyed it. And that is so poignant to me because it's the truth. And I think that's the biggest thing I can leave my son is he's seen the things that I've done, but to know why, you know, the good and the bad, what was behind it. It helps him to know who he is. And yeah, so that is my legacy, is my story. And my purpose is capturing as many stories as possible and preserving and sharing them. So that's why I'm so grateful to have such a good sister friend like Miss B and to share this space with you all. This was beautiful. Thank you.
Totally agree. Couldn't have said it better.
So for me, I feel, if it's okay for me to tap in, Miss B.
Yes, ma'am.
So for me, I think it would be one, to understand how to get and how to receive a personal relationship with God, because I feel that when you do that, that eliminates a lot of things that we go through early on. And with that, for me, growing up and knowing and seeing other lifestyles, just to be an African-American young woman, I would like to leave generational wealth connected to me. And not even just money, I'm talking about the knowledge behind things that are not seen. So for me, I think that generational wealth just goes a long way and it captures a lot of different subjects. And so with that, I just want to leave something that is so powerful that is not all captured in one lifetime. That's what I think for me, with my generation, and what I would like to leave behind. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
So with the theme, you know, being the intergenerational, so I would love to share that for a period of time, we had 5 generations alive at one time. And so I was able to capture some really interesting stories from my great-great-grandmother, myself and my daughter actually. And so, which is her great-great-great-grandmother. And so for me, I believe now with my grandmother now passing, and right before her, you know, right before her passing and transitioning, I was able to really get the backstories. And like you ladies mentioned earlier, the imperfections, like the stories of all the imperfections. And so I really learned the lineage of the imperfections of all the women before me as far back as my great-great-grandmother could remember. And so I felt so empowered this past year and a half because I now have what the knowledge that I need for my family to know what to combat. You know, it's like I know what the imperfections were. I know I see the sequence of things and how they've carried over from generation to generation to generation. And so what the legacy that I would like to leave, and this is on both sides, so it's very interesting for me because after hearing all these imperfections, it just made so much sense. And I was like, Lord, I feel like it's so hard for me to get over certain things, but it's like literally down as far back to my great-great-grandmother, there are 3 very specific things that neither one, including my grandmother, and I love her dearly, they were unable to get over that hurdle within the family. And so now I feel like it's my due diligence. I feel like it's for my ancestors. Like there are things that I have to hurdle over so that my daughters don't have to do it. And then my grandchildren, you know, in the generations to come. So that was very empowering what you ladies said about, you know, you want to leave behind your imperfections, because my grandmother did that for me. You know, she sat me down and told me all the things that, you know, all the areas that they failed and all the things that they felt like they just couldn't get over, and why they stayed with certain people and these husbands for so long, and why they did, you know, the why. So what's your why? So that's my legacy to my daughters, to understand the why and why we do things, and the importance in making a new standard. And that's my legacy for my family, to make a new legacy and a new standard of what that looks like. So I'm grateful for that.
Anybody else want to share their what they would like to leave for their legacy? Miss Gloria, go ahead.
Hello.
I see you unmuted yourself. Go ahead.
I did. Say what you said again. Say what you said this topic.
What would you like to leave for your legacy, or create your legacy to leave behind after you're gone?
Okay. So one thing that came to mind is that I am a savvy senior right now.
Hey. All right now.
I would like to leave for my sons. I'm mad at one of them, but
they better watch out now. Okay. Don't be making you mad.
Want to leave for them a legacy of good credit. I know that seems like
no, it's not.
You know, maybe a simple thing, but you know, I remember back in the day, y'all, when my credit was not up to par. I was 20 years old, and everybody and their mama was giving me a card, and I was saying thank you and using it. Okay. Now paying it was another thing. But as I grew older grew wiser, became savvy. Now my credit is good.
Hey.
I want to leave that for my sons because sometimes you can't do nothing if you don't have any credit these days, you know? So rather than have none, I put them on my credit card. Believe you me, I gave them a speech before I put them on one. And I said, if you mess this up, you off. But I want to be able to leave something for you because, you know, if you don't have any credit, let's do it this way. Other cultures do it all the time, y'all. And I ain't got to tell you who.
Oh, yeah.
So because I have it, let me share it with you. And then if and when I go, I don't plan on going no time soon, but God knows that I don't. I want to leave that for you. I also want to leave you stories of my wisdom. You know, what I have attained growing up and what I have, you know, I have two sons. So one of them is, you know, married and one of them is swinging from the trees. I mean,
oh, that's the one you mad at. We know.
Oh, how you know that? He has all, you know, women here and women there, but you know, I try to tell him too, you know, don't be careful. You single, you handsome, you have no kids, you have no money, but that don't seem to make a difference. Okay, because these women nowadays, I don't understand it. They are buying love, y'all. And he is 25 years old, and I tell you, that boy come home with all kind of stuff from these women, and I'm like, no, don't do that either. But you know, I can't run nobody's life. All I can do is give you my wisdom. So I'm gonna end this by saying, you know, I want to give them good credit because I have it and pass it on. And I want to also give them the wisdom of, you know, don't react. Respond. And that's in all your parts of life. Don't react, because when you react, you're not thinking. When you respond, you are. That's my legacy I want to leave.
Anybody else would like to share? What would you like to leave for your legacy?
I think all those things were great. I think I'm still thinking on that question.
Okay.
But I would definitely
believe it's a thought.
Yes. And I would definitely agree with all those things though. Definitely something tangible, something that they can keep with them for lifetimes and pass on. And definitely knowledge and wisdom. I'm a very white girl, so I would definitely love to share that with
you before your time. That's what
I am. But yeah, I think I'm still thinking on that. But I think what everyone mentioned is a part of something I would want to leave behind as well.
Even if you don't know what you would want to leave behind, it's a thought-provoking question. So as you move on your journey, it will help you focus and it will help you go in a direction towards what you want to leave behind, because you're going to leave something, but it's like, what do you want to leave? And it's crazy because when someone has passed away and you look at the obituary, and it's like, whoa, I didn't know that they did all these things. But if you could have captured that story or got that information before they went out of here, you know, it would help somebody along the way or whatever the case may be. But it's your story. And me asking this question it's significant to me. And I thank you all for sharing. Anybody else want to share what they are going to hopefully leave behind? Because we come and we are going to go. But, you know, what do you do on the road and on the journey while you're headed that way?
I would say I will leave behind my boys is the journey that I've lived. Honesty and to be open with each other, to understand the importance of family and friends and closeness and upbringing. it seemed like an easy question, but it's a hard question when you think about it.
Because everybody didn't have the same upbringing. You're right.
Right. Everybody didn't have that.
No.
So being appreciative of your upbringing and being appreciative of what you've learned this far in your life and the importance of familyness and friendships and your journey. Remember the journey and learn from your journey. That's it. That's what I want to leave behind with them. Because everybody's journey is different. However, if you can learn from that journey and you can teach someone else, that's my thing, is always be to share your story with someone else because you can help them along the way. So it's like it reminds me of that picture, Barb, that I seen at Samuel Art Gallery, where it was a man on top. And as he was on the top, he was reaching down to another brother and pulling him up. So that's the journey that I want to leave with them. Is to always, if you see someone down, bring them up. Always help someone up. Don't always look down at someone, but be that person to help another up. And if you can do that, then, you keep that generational growth going for young men to be young men.
Yeah, I call that, this is Glory again, don't be a crab in the bucket.
Woo! Don't be a crab in the bucket.
Don't be the crab in the bucket that, crawling on everybody else to get up there and pushing folks down. Be that crab outside the bucket, or be somebody outside the bucket to help you lift up. Don't stand on me to get higher. Help me up, we can be together.
Wow, Miss Gloria, I just want to add, and Mel, that is so deep because Samuel was one of my mentors, and I definitely believe in angels from Samuel's Art Gallery. And I used to work there, and he used to get so mad at me about me not wanting a business. And turns out he was right. But the coincidence is the last book he gave me was called Crabs in a Barrel. I kid you not. He really wanted me to understand that.
All right.
That's so true. And I could definitely speak to that. Like, it's amazing that she just said that, because on my website, it literally says, we need to realize why we were born with two hands. One to climb and one to help somebody climb with you. And so it's like crazy that she just said that's just a realist quote that I always like say to myself, because I'm always like trying to help somebody come along with me. And I'm like, Tara, why you always do this? And the quote came up on like Google, I think, like, and I was just like, man, this is such a revelation. Like, if we don't help each other, then how are we going to leave anything behind for the next generation?
Thank you. Yes. Is that Drake? Drake, you want to say something? Is that DRE Drake? He like, you've been chilling in the back. I'm like, come on up in here and tap in.
I'm gonna tap in.
Yeah, tap on in.
When I think about leaving things behind, like, I'm gonna chime in with somebody said before, it is about generational wealth for no matter who it is, your family, your kids, your wife, your husband, whoever you have in your life, leave something behind for them. I mean, so definitely generational wealth to leave behind, and definitely basically have a purpose for life. Don't be lackadaisical. Don't be self-driven to do something in life, because nothing's going to be given to you at all. So if you have that mindset in life, you go far. Going back to the word hope. You have hope. You keep going, perseverance for the future. So, I mean, that's what I plan to leave on in the future: generational wealth, everything else in the future. So, yeah.
Thank you for tapping in, Drake. And then we have right there with the yellow, wait, HANIF, the background. Tap on in.
Honeys.
Hi,
can you hear me?
tap in.
Can you hear
What
me?
would you like to leave for your legacy?
I would like to leave I'm a little bit young to be thinking about a legacy, but
okay. Well,
No
this
such
is
thing.
intergeneration, so go ahead.
I would definitely want to leave a strong understanding of self-love, and because we have definitions of self-love, and we have definitions of things like hope and forgiveness, and things that we need in this life, but we don't have proper definitions of them. We have examples that we can grab from different people's experiences and experiences of our own, but we don't have a book for this. So I would want to learn and relearn and instill that into my legacy. Um, because when you love yourself, it's easier to heal, it's easier to manifest, it's easier to just to be, because that's what we are. We're sent here to be. um yeah, it's I would definitely want to leave a strong self-loving legacy.
All right. Thank you for tapping in.
Thank
Who else
you.
we have over there? Miss Smith, you want to tap in? I think it's A-L.
I'm here.
Yes. You want to tap in on your legacy? If not, we thank you for even being on this call. And I'm not trying to put people on the spot, but I just want to let you know.
Can I
that...
say something?
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Thank you. This is Virginia.
Hey, Miss Virginia.
The thought of even you even asking that question, just touches me. There's so much to leave and give, and I am a woman who had 5 children. I currently have, let's see, I think it's 30 grandchildren.
Wow.
And nine of them are great grandchildren. I've just got a new one 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
And it just, it's just overwhelming, and it just brings out so much thought of leaving a legacy for all of them, and even all of our people, because we stand on our ancestors' shoulders, and that's one thing that weighs in real heavy. And we got to understand that first, understand our ancestors, understand what they've been going through, the life they lived. And you never know. And a lot of times people really don't understand, well, why did she do this? Why did she do that? What happened to her? You never know what a person has went through in their lives to get them where they are. So, I just would love to leave love, and support, understanding. I want to see our folks strive and have the opportunities that other people have, Caucasian people in general. I want to see our people grow and be able to reach their goals. I want to see my family love one another, teach one another. Each one teach one. And pass and give forward. Have an open heart and be willing to give and share and care. It's just so much. And I really appreciate everything I've heard. It's all a lot of love, and that's what we have to leave behind, so people can understand how to maneuver their way through life and not have so many struggles. And education has a lot to do with that too. It's a key that opens up a lot of doors. So I just want to leave love. I want to leave support, and I also want them to know, and I believe they know, that mom, granny has not, has had her struggles. The good and the bad. And I always just love to say, that I feel like all of our days are, all of us have to leave, but we always think about our good days that, you know, outweigh our bad days. And be sure that, you know, we pass on all of the love. So I could say a whole lot more, but I'm not going to keep you. And I thank you for letting me share.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody else want to, Patanisha, your son, would he like to share his legacy? Hey, nephew, share something with you, because tell us what you doing. We know what you doing, you know. Tell us about what your legacy that you done built.
So my legacy, I would like to leave mainly like individuality. I want like those to come under me to feel comfortable being them, regardless of like your surroundings, the people you came up around. Just find your purpose and do what works for you.
Thank you. All right.
That's well, Miss B, since you calling everybody out, come on, Miss B. What's your legacy?
No, she didn't. No, she didn't do that.
Cuzzo got Cuzzo back. That's so cute.
Oh, that was very cute. It's not about me. No, kidding. It's not about me. It's about me being able to, thank you for asking me that question. Leaving a platform like this and a nonprofit that will continue to uplift, highlight individuals in our community that's making a difference, and knowing that your story counts, and continuing this legacy that my ancestors imparted in me, is that I can never give up on myself. I can never give up on others, and that I must make a path for someone else to go through. So I'm hoping that that is what I have done, and that what I am doing. So thank you for asking me that question. I appreciate that. Anybody else want to share? Because the time is of the essence, and you all have been amazing. Can you give yourselves a hand? Everybody do a snap. Hey, do whatever, move around, whatever you like to do. Because you did this. This is about it. You was about this. So being able to tap in and sharing the thoughts and the love and the good, bad, the ugly, the challenging. I commend you. My hat goes off to you. I am so, again, honored and grateful. The tap in, we will end it with a young lady coming back doing the spoken word arts. Do we have a brother that's going to sing for Samantha? Is that person on?
So yes. So we will go to Hanif. Something is just stirring in my mind. I wanted to say because right before we even go to him, and when he said is, I'm too young, right? And I think that when we think about our legacies, our epitaph, what's written on our tombstone is being written every day, right? Because you think about Kobe, you think about George Floyd, like none of these people woke up and said, today's my last day, right? So if we think about our legacies, what are the things that we are doing every day, regardless of time passing, and knowing that death has no age, right? So how can we live that each and every day? So with that, we do have Hanif, Brandy, who's going to share. He's a phenomenal artist as well, person, soul, and again, he also has this. He has a gift of so many kinds, but one particularly of voice too. And he will share a piece with us, and hopefully this piece will inspire us, followed by a piece by Anastasia, who will close us out. So I'll turn it over to Hanif.
And then I will come back in at the end. But before we go there, we do have another young lady that would like to tap in and say something about her legacy, and that's Dinesha. Dinesha, would you like to tap in and share about what kind of legacy, what you would like to leave and what you're doing right now?
Hello. Yes, I'm sorry I missed half the meeting.
No, you didn't. It's all good. You were timely.
I was house shopping, so thank God for that. You know, very, very, very happy and blessed to be 26 years old and looking for my home. So I am very happy about that. I lost my mom to cancer when I was 15, And I continued in her legacy by finishing my grad school, finishing undergrad to get my bachelor's in social work. And I am now working towards my master's, and I have 8 months left of that. So that'll be coming soon. So I am just honestly blessed and just thankful. It's really for my family and God that, you know, I've been able to just stay strong and stay focused and continue to push through with my dreams and my goals. And just my passion is to give back. Like my overall plan in life is to open up a group home in a nonprofit organization. So those are things I'm currently working on to build and leave legacies for my future kids and nephews and nieces.
And I do want to thank you for sharing that. I also want to share that everyone that's on this call, we want to make sure that we all connect up because we have resources. The sister was talking about credit, talking about purchasing a home, all these different things. This is just not for us to have a conversation like this, but this is for us to share our actual resources. And we have a brother that can get you in a home with a credit score of, what is the credit score? 620. So work on your, you know, we got you in that area. This brother is, he's an African-American brother, and he can get us in that. And it's about coming together and creating businesses too. So you will be able to connect with each other on a higher level, deeper level, other than just the actual conversation is how do we come together and how do we create opportunities that we can work together and build for the legacy to continue on going. So go right ahead, Samantha, introduce my baby again.
All right.
The young men. And y'all gonna hear me call y'all baby. Y'all look, I'm y'all young adults, so y'all may hear me say baby, love. Don't pay Miss Howard no mind, but I'm just like, you know, that's it's out of love and it's out of from my heart. So I just wanted to tell y'all that. Like, who that lady calling me babe? No kidding. Go ahead.
Oh,
Hanif, whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Honey from 19. The piece I'll be performing to you is the original. It's called "Don't Know My Name." What I want you to take from this piece is the whole self-love idea. We are in a time where there's a lot of sad energy. There's a lot of low vibrational energies, and I think healing and loving yourself is just a great way to, rise above. And when you rise above, and when you raise your own vibration, the how it looks to everyone else, it's so inspirational, and it makes them also want to do the same thing. So here we go. You don't know my name. You don't know my name. Shouldn't know my name. You don't know my name. Yeah, I swear the people everywhere, they say that I'm not fair. Like I don't know if it's there. There is no best to share, but the clouds are truly there, and nothing can compare. My name, the first thing they said, and this is what I had said. Yeah, yeah, you don't know my name. You don't know my name. Shouldn't know my name. No game, no game, no games, no way, Jose. I'm so serious, this is not a game. This gun name is not my name. And my thug I break every chain. And into the forest I go. Free my mind and lose my soul. 'Cause I have a form like I'm so. And we not care where all the things go. Yeah. You don't know my name. You don't know my name. You didn't know my name. Name. Yeah. 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 Thank you.
You're welcome. So, with that, you don't know my name. We know your name tonight. Everybody that was on this call, that is on this call, we know your name. We know your name, we know your story, and we thank you for sharing with us. Because if we don't continue to uplift, encourage, and share with one another, we lose. And this is about us. Continue to tap in with each other to know our names, because your name is important. Yeah. Go ahead, the next person. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is that
Thanks,
Anastasia?
Everyone.
Go ahead. You getting ready to do your spoken word piece?
I am. I was waiting for Samantha. I like it.
Oh. Well, let me back up. Say, hold on, Miss B. Wait a minute, girl. Hold it. Go ahead, sweetheart. Go, Samantha. Introduce.
I mean, we just get an opportunity again. We talk about leaving things behind. I think we have several gifted people among us. So it's a privilege to be able to just sit and be a witness to individuals like Hanif and Anastasia and everybody here. So thank you once again for sharing a piece of yourself and your gift with us as we close out this Tap In series of the year. So go ahead.
Before I jump into this piece, I just love to say thank you, Samantha, and everyone for having me here. I'm really, really honored. I learned a lot, and I love listening to what everyone had to say and what everyone chimed into. My beautiful mother that I talked about in the first piece, she was in here. She tapped on in, and my sisters did too. So I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, so this next piece is titled Blurred Lines, the Marathon. And with this piece, I think it's perfect that it went last. And I just hope and pray that everyone really, like the first piece, just really listen, take what resonates with you. And I just pray and hope you leave more encouraged and more hopeful and faithful, following your own purpose and your own path. And yeah, let's get into it. You know, it's crazy. They treated us like the bad guys and demanded us have their babies. Demanded we work for them, or they promised things would change. See, they would take my sisters and make them call out their name. I know that killed my brothers, had them really go insane. Somebody had to do it, or that was more blood and more pain. This is a war, it's no game. They got power and more fame. We hold power in our veins, even more in our names yet. I know that's why they mad, because when we sing, we gon' sing. We don't hold back one thing. They see we always smelling, they ask if we okay, yeah. You know, we doing great. Just stay in your lane, focus on your plate, and if I ever need your hand, I'll ask you one day. I will not hesitate. Just look me in the face, promise it won't be too late. And to my brothers and sisters, it should never be too late. I'm telling you, you're great. Always look within when you feel like you're losing your faith. It's up to us to make change. So, no, we can't wait. And there's nothing left to discuss. Just do it like 9K. Hey. Live every moment like this is our time. We get a little spotlight. Here they come trying to take our shine. We blind. One word of they dime or they time or they shine because we focus on our life, our rights, and a clear mind. It's time to take it. This is our time, so no need to fake it. No need to be basic. You see an unpaved road, hell, you better pave it. Waiting ain't no more waiting. Forget keeping our patience. I know we're tired of being tired, damn, and y'all ain't tired of hating. I mean, I'm saying, reoccurring events is getting draining. How many more say her names? And how many more times do they need to take our brothers away for us to understand that today is a new day? You speak up to make change. Finally got the right to vote, and here we go. We look the other way.
Wow.
Now ain't that a damn shame? We can't even hang. Yeah, we know we gang. Can't ever get together unless we saying forget what you claim. They want to keep it like that, but can't feel our pain. Want to tell us what to do, trying to pick our brains. We don't catch no breaks. We got all gas and we might swerve lanes, but our heads on straight. We might run late. We still have first place. Things might slow down, but this ain't no race. So don't contemplate. You already have the answers. You're you. You're great. Be the change. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Boy. B.H. Brilliant Minds Project Inc. want to thank you all for tapping into the Tap In
That was
session.
great.
This
amazing.
has been an amazing trip and a roll that we traveled on. I do want to say, if you participated in the Tap In sessions via Zoom, social media forums, you are given B.H. Brilliant Minds Project Inc. the authorization to record you, your voice, your comments, and definitely take your picture if you want to be a part of that, for us to be able to use for our social media purposes. And you can see this actual Tap In series on our website, www.bhbrilliantminds.org. bhbrilliantminds.org. You will be able to send folks to our website to be able to see this actual Tap In series. We do have one more series after this, so stay tuned. Look on our website, and hopefully you will be able to join us in the last one that we're going to do. But for this intergenerational conversation, it was amazing. I do want to thank my sponsorer for allowing us to do this Tap In series this year, and that is the Akanati Foundation. The Akanati Foundation, I love and appreciate them. This grant was for So Love Can Win. And we hope some of the things that we said tonight would inspire you to continue to win and to love yourself, love others, and never forget that your story counts. Samantha?